You worked all day to give her everything. The car is quiet except for the engine and the small thump of your heart. Your hands rest on the steering wheel. Through the windshield, you can see them through the front window. Dad kneeling to tie a shoe. Mia mid-laugh, a tiny soft sound that reaches you like a magnet. Love and guilt sitting in the same seat beside you, breathing together. Pause. So why does pulling into the driveway feel like this? You missed breakfast, the small cereal spill she quietly cleaned up herself. You weren't there for the things she said at lunch that made her face light up. At work, you catch yourself scrolling photos of her between emails, replaying a joke you wish you'd heard live. Meetings ran long. The clock blinked 5:47. By the time you come home, she's already in pajamas, hair messy, still somehow shining. And the guilt. Nobody warns you how heavy that quiet ache can be, how it sits under your bones. It's not about blame. It's an ache that comes from loving someone so much you wish you could be every place they need you to be. Working parent guilt is real. This isn't melodrama, and it isn't weakness. It's the result of loving completely while living a life that demands pieces of you outside the home. But the guilt is telling you a story that isn't entirely true. Your child doesn't measure love in clock time. She doesn't subtract points when you're on a call or late to dinner. Toddlers measure presence, tone, small rituals, the way you bend down and look her in the eye. Moments can be made in 10 minutes that feel as big and true as an afternoon spent side by side. A squeezed-in laugh at the kitchen table. A 5-minute dance while you empty the mail. A bedtime question that opens the tiny window to her day. Those fragments knit into a feeling of safety and belonging, the real currency of childhood. So when guilt whispers that you failed because you weren't there every second, let this reply: you are bringing your love, your attention, and your return. That counts. Come home and leave the work world at the door. Literally. Set the bag down, silence the phone, fold the keys into your palm like a small promise. Get on the floor first. Sit at her level. Let her lead for 10 full minutes. Show and tell with blocks, a race with a stuffed animal. The important business of arranging teacups. No multitasking, no background scrolling. Those 10 minutes tell her, when you are here, you are all there. Your eyes, your laugh, your full attention communicates safety and delight in a way ours alone cannot. It's not grand, it's not hard. It's chosen presence, and it lands. On the way home, make the call. Hey, tell Mia Daddy's 5 minutes away and wants to hear about her day. Keep your voice warm, expectant. She hears the car, hears you coming, and the waiting becomes a small celebration. Anticipation builds connection. When you arrive, she's at the window, pressing her hands to the glass, counting down in her head. That tiny build-up, a call, a joke, a promise of 5 more minutes, turns a regular arrival into an event she looks forward to. It says, we are thinking of each other between the comings and goings. Bedtime is its own micro-church of quiet. Lie beside her. Turn off the screens. Keep your voice low and steady. What was the best part of your day? Pause and let her answer. She will pick something small, the sound of a bird, a spilled cup, a sticker. But watch how her face opens at the question. Laugh with her. Ask one follow-up. These tiny investigations into her day cost nothing and give everything. Insight, humor, a doorway into what mattered to her. It becomes a ritual she can expect, and rituals build trust. Some days you are running on empty. On those days, presence has to be clever. Before you leave, or when you can't be fully there, tuck a note into Dino's little pocket, a scribbled heart, a quick drawing of you two holding hands, a silly smiley face. Maybe Dad writes a tiny joke on a napkin. Mia, Dino says hi. When she finds Dino, the surprise is immediate. Fingers rummage, a face lights up. A hand clutches the dinosaur, like catching a whisper from you. Presence travels in paper folds and stuffed seams. These small tokens say, "Even when I couldn't be everywhere, I was thinking of you." Dino delivers the message with comic timing. Maybe he's slightly glazed from being propped on the tablet earlier, and that little laugh matters. Back in the car at the start, you breathe in, feel the weight. You get out now. The front door opens as you walk up. She runs, full speed, arms wide, no ledger of missed minutes. Dad watches, a soft smile, relief pooling across his face. You drop everything in the doorway and fold into the hug you forgot you were holding. That breath you took in the car loosens. She is counting the seconds until you are back, not the hours you were gone. Right now, you are back. That is everything. You worked all day to give her everything. In the end, what she wanted most was simple: for you to walk through that door. As you stand there, shoes untied, bag at your feet, you see it. Your presence outweighs the hours. The scene closes on you, hands on the steering wheel once more, the same view through the windshield, but you are lighter. Mia appears in the window, waving, and the image folds back to the opening, ready to be watched again and again. Save this for the drive home on a hard day. Share it with a working parent who needs to hear this right now. Comment micro moment if you'll try one of these this week. Maybe the arrival ritual, the drive home call, the bedtime question, or Dino's little note. Like, save, or comment, subscribe, share, in that order. Follow Parent and Me moments, real families, real love.